Yo, what's going on, guys? Lonesome here. And as you can tell, today we're going to be ranking some bosses from Elden Ring. Now, I think that in the game there's about like 70, 40 or 70 bosses or unique ones. There's a little bit of like reskins. I mean, obviously with like Godskin Duo, Apostle, Noble, any of that shit. But I recently finished my first playthrough and I seen someone else do this, a different YouTuber, and they're probably like way bigger than what I am, like 1,000 times. But I thought it would be something cool and fun to do. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this shit, and I'll give some reasonings when I do the boss fights, or what happened in the boss fights, and if I come across a boss that I don't even remember playing against or fighting against, I probably forgot it or missed it or something because the game is just absolutely huge. But yeah, let's do this shit. So first off, we got Battle Mage Hughes. I have no idea who that is. Alright, let's see. Ah. Let's see. I don't remember this entirely. Alright, yeah, so I don't remember fighting that guy at all. It probably happened, but I just don't remember. So anytime that happens, I'm just gonna place it at F. Yeah, this is my first time ever doing any of this, so if it comes across shitty, my apologies. Beast of Farum Azula. I have fought that one, and it's kind of just like, it's not really my cup of tea. I will go ahead and put that at F. Bellbearing Hunter. Okay, doesn't look too familiar. Wait, maybe. What the fuck is this, dude? I have not even seen that. There's that. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do the ones that I recognize off top. Or if I don't recognize them, I'll just put them at F. The Freezing Fog, not really too sure. Blackblade Hindred. Now I recognize this dude. And I think he is a very cool little boss. You have to get to him to get to the Beast Clergyman, I think. And in difficulty, early game he's kind of a pain in the ass, but later game you can kind of cheese him pretty good. But overall, design-wise, I would probably rank him a C. Let's see, Clean Rot Knight. Let's go ahead and put that at a D, because it's nothing too impressive. Cemetery Shade. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I never fought against that one, so I've seen that one before, like, through other people's playthroughs, but none myself. So let's see. Commander Nile, this guy's kind of a pain in the ass when he spawns in two other people to help him. But once you, like, really get it down, and this is the one, like, in the, where it's, like, winter, where there's snow and shit. There's two Commander Niles, I think, or O'Neill, whatever the fuck the thing is. Let's go ahead and put him at C. It's nothing too crazy. And Black Knight Assassin. Let's go D. I mean, all of these are cool and all, but like the main bosses that everyone really fucks with is like, obviously the main ones. Like Mogmog or whatever, Melania, Bloodhound. Only cool thing you get from that, he's fast as all hell, but you only get Bloodhound Step, and I don't use that personally. So we'll go with C, he's average. Bolskarian Knight, never fought that dude. There's the Commander again. Not really too crazy. This one is less difficult than Commander Nile up in the winter area or whatever. Crucible Knight, I don't think I've fought that person. Crystallians, I think they look aesthetically cool, but to be completely honest, kinda doo-doo in my opinion. So we'll go with D on that. That's the dragon that you can hit early on in the game, and then I think you get like 40,000 runes, so you could really boost through the shit. I'll go D. Demi-Human Queen Margaret and Maggie. Never fought that. Sometimes being just ultimate reskins. Divine Bridge Golem. I think the first time seeing this guy, it's like, it's pretty cool because you're like, oh fuck, trolls and golems and shit. But kind of underwhelming. Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella. We will go ahead and put... I think it aesthetically is a pretty cool boss, but when I got to it, I was very late in the game with a heavy greatsword plus 25, so it took like 3 swipes, so that's probably why it wasn't as cool. I didn't even get to experience the second phase because of how fast. But let's go with C. Aesthetic purposes. And Erd Tree Avatar. These are the fuckers that guard the tree, obviously. I'm gonna go with F due to the amount of times that they actually reuse it. It was kind of just, you know, extremely overused. And then Watchdog. It's a cool fight. Like, first time you see it, you think, oh, that's pretty cool, you know? Everyone thought it was a cat, but turns out, you know, it's just a dog. I mean, hence the name, you know, no need to be dumb. Edgar, Priest of Blood. I don't recall that one either. Never fought him. Okay, we'll go in F. Falling Star Beast. I do think it's pretty cool. I won't deny that. I think it's pretty cool. Fucking, if you get hit the wrong way, you can get one shot, but that's pretty much most things in Elden Ring. And strictly off of aesthetic purposes and moveset, it's not bad. It's like, I would say it's average, in my opinion. Fell Twins. Now this one, it's kind of a strange one with the Fell Twins. So essentially you're trying to get to the rune. I think it's for Margot's rune or something, or it's Margot's and then it's Mohg's rune that you get, and you're walking towards the bridge or halfway through it, and then all of a sudden your screen turns black and you're ending up fighting 2 of the fucking twins, or 2 bosses in general, which are very underwhelming if you're late game. But I thought the atmosphere was pretty cool. I think that if they had made them like bigger enemies, that they would have been 1,000 times cooler. But still, atmosphere, pretty fucking dope. I'm going to go with just C, because the movesets weren't even anything crazy either. Dragon Skin Soldier. Okay, it's probably the same one. I don't even fucking know. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, that right there. Dragon Lord, I'm gonna butcher this. Dragon Lord Placidusax, or Placidusax, or how the fuck you pronounce it. I thought that was a pretty cool boss fight. I mean, I think it's kind of BS when you get one shot by everything. Like when they go for that swooping disappearing act in their second phase. But overall, pretty cool boss. And when you beat it, you feel on top of the world because you're like, damn, finally got that shit out of the way. And then Elden Beast. The thing with Elden Beast, I think aesthetically, you're going to hear me say this a lot, but I think it's a really cool looking boss. And the moveset isn't like, you know, anything super crazy, but it's not like dog shit. But I do like the way that it looks. I think it's pretty easy, to be completely honest. Your main problem with this boss fight is that before fighting Elden Beast, you have to fight... Where the fuck is he? Radagon. You have to fight Radagon. And Radagon's the real challenge, because he could drain all your Estus, or, you know, your flask or whatever. So, depending on how you fight Radagon, it depends on if you survive Elden Beast. At least that was what it was like in my case. But overall, for the last boss in the main story, I'd give it an A. I think it's pretty sick. Elemer of the Briar. Let's see. Elemer of the Briar. There he is, okay. And let's see. Okay, it's this guy. Alright, not too bad. I do like his moveset. His sword is pretty badass. And I do like it. So essentially what it is, if you don't know, he throws his sword and it like spins. It's kind of like, it reminds me of a lightsaber, if you will. But it's pretty badass. If you ever want to check that boss fight out, it's pretty dope. It's a pretty cool moveset, but nothing too crazy. So I'll go with C. Fia's champion. I like Fia because she's some nice fucking feet. I'm gonna be honest. My boy. But that'll go C. Fire Giant. I think he's cool. He is, especially in the cutscene where you see him like basically break his own fucking leg, or when he falls it breaks and then he tears it off. And if you're not careful with it, he can actually one-shot you. But he has such a enormous health bar that you have to kind of like swing at him a couple times, or no, a million times to actually like do anything. Not my favorite boss in the game. I think it's cool, but it's not my cup of tea. So we'll go with D. Okay, just a dragon. Alright. So I think what I'll do in this video is that any of these dragons, I mean, they're cool to look at, and some of them have some cool, like, sets. But I think the only case you'll see me do this is with the dragons is with Dragon Lord Plasu Dusax, or whatever the fuck you pronounce it as. I mean, their dragons are cool, but they're another one of the bosses that are, like, used extreme. Now this fucker, Godfrey the First Elden Lord, I think he's a badass, but I'm gonna be completely honest. His first phase, not the most difficult. You can get past it if you know how to dodge properly. The real bullshit comes in the second phase, where you absolutely get booty blasted to the next dimension. And the thing that fucked me up when I first played this boss, it took me like, I want to say 40 attempts, because I was dog shit with trying to like learn how to, you know, evade his attack, because he has a grab attack, and that shit locks onto you like crazy. It's pretty fucking cool, especially with Sirash, that like lion that's on his back. I like this boss. I do. I think his armor's pretty sick too. So I'm gonna go with A. Godric the Grafted. This asshole, I'm not a huge fan of him, simply because when I first fought him another time, like the first time I did, I had to fight him like fucking at least 30 times to get him down. Godskin Apostle, they can fuck off real quick. Anything Godskin. Especially Godskin Duo. These sons of bitches always trying to... I hate this fucking boss. This boss right here almost made me rage quit Elden Ring. Like, no joke, out of all the hard ones, this boss is hard, but it's not like fun difficult. It's fucking bullshit difficult. Godskin Noble, you can fuck off too. Leon Misbegotten, he does drop one of the, I think the first greatswords in the game from a boss, early game. He's cool, but nothing too special. And then this is the other dragon that I think is like up there. Lich Dragon Fortisax, or whatever. This fucker looks cool. 1 second. All that stuff, beautiful. I like the freaking background where it's all dark. This is where you go and you fight Fia and then you come back. I think the red really complements the black, or however you want to, you know, say that whole saying. I like this boss. This is one of the dragons that I actually do enjoy, along with this one. Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. I do like its armor. I think its moveset is not bad. It's not, you know, my very best, but I will give it a B because I do like its armor. So with Mimic Tier, I think it's a cool concept for a boss. The thing is, and this is completely separate, at the beginning of Elden Ring, everyone used Mimic Tiers, or most people did, because it was like, essentially, it could take on most of the main bosses and side bosses by itself. Not gonna lie, sometimes, not that I tried it, well maybe like some side bosses. I'll go see. Moog the Omen, I'm gonna give this fucker a C. Moog Lord of Blood. This guy, his first part of his phase isn't that bad, especially if you have the shackle to tie him down, kind of like what you would do with Margit. It's not that bad. The only thing that turns into bullshit is when he does that little 3 thing in the air that like drains your health. Aesthetically, I think it's a pretty cool boss. I do like the red, the darkness of it, and you actually get to see Mikola for the first time. And I think it's badass. This is my favorite boss in the whole game, so I'm just gonna put it up there. She is my favorite because she took me 70 fucking attempts, at least 60 to 70 attempts. And I got so close to giving up on this one that I was like, man, fuck, I really don't want to play this anymore. And the first phase, it takes you a while, but then you get it down. And you're like, oh shit, I can definitely make it through second phase. And then you just get fucking ripped to shreds with Scarlet Rot. But overall, I fucking love this boss. I would go as far as to say that this is probably, no, not even probably. This is S tier. I like the difficulty. I love the design. I love the arena. The music is pretty badass. And the reward after you beat her, I soloed her. I felt really fucking good, man. That's my favorite boss in the whole game. Malekith the Black Blade. I do like this boss fight. I like his armor. I do. I think his second phase is kind of, crazy. You get, I think, like 10% of your health bar, or 20% of it knocked off. This guy can eat a bag of dicks. I was actually thinking about either selling Elden Ring or returning it, or doing something with it, giving it to a friend, if I did not beat this guy. And when I did, I was so underleveled that it felt like a fucking, it just felt so difficult with all of it. Now, this guy is one of the only bosses that, like one of the main bosses, the only main bosses, that I actually had to call in a summon for, because it was such an asshole. But I did not get the chance to properly fight him, maybe a couple times, but never soak it in. So I will go with, C. Go with C. I feel like that's fair. Plus it's kind of like a reskin, if you will. Give him a, fuck man. I'll go C. He's a douchebag, but at least it's kind of enjoyable. Radagon of the Golden Order. I do like the music for this. I do like the boss fight itself. I think it's good. Off top, I'm going to put you in, I think it's a pretty cool fight, I'll put it up there with maybe S. I think it's a cool fight. Red Wolf of Radagon, I'm gonna give that a C. Because you do see it even out in the open world a lot. And it's still a shitter. Oh damn, we got the boy himself. Let's see. Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. Now this is one of the gimmick fights where you have to use the Serpent Hunter. And I think it's cool. It is a cool fight that you can do with your friends. I fucking love it, first off. I love that shit. And I do like the design. Some people say that the voice acting's kind of goofy. But for me, I heavily enjoyed it my first playthrough. I'm gonna go with A. Pretty cool. Armor's decent. I'll go C. And then we have the fucking man, the myth, the legend himself. Literally the hardest in all of Souls games. Fucking Soldier of Godric. Let's go ahead and put him up here. Renala, Queen of the Blood Moon. Or, not Blood Moon, Full Moon. She is a pretty easy boss fight. Especially in the first phase. Second phase is pretty easy too. You can do a heavy amount of damage. And pretty cool boss fight in general. Radagon's pretty badass. This is one of the bosses that I didn't want to use any summons on, but I felt like the game was probably asking you to do that or telling you, hey, you should do this. Because he is a bit of an asshole, especially pre-patch Radagon. This guy could fucking one-shot you with everything that he has. But overall, I do like him a lot. And I like his swords. I think they're cool. I don't really use them, but I think they're cool. And when he goes from fighting you on the ground to becoming basically a whole ass meteor or asteroid, just wrecks your shit up. The Valiant Gargoyle. I could never whoop their ass like back in the OG Dark Souls, because either I was dog shit or those mechanics are dog shit. I think that personally the mechanics on that game are dog shit, but beautiful game. No disrespect in that way. Let's do C. No? Fuck, man. Ancestor Spirit, this one's cool, but I don't think it's as cool as the Regal Ancestor Spirit. So we'll put it in C. Oh, and then some of the coolest boss fights in there, like for background purposes. The boss fights were pretty easy. At least the one of them, I forget which one it is. One of them scales up very crazy compared to the other. One is very easy. One is like, right above the mediocre range. But for background purposes, I will just go ahead and complement it with that. And then we'll both put them in the same spot, because I don't remember which one's easier. But yeah, anyways, that's my tier list. If you guys like it, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment if you want. You could send this to a friend or whatever. It's just for, shits and giggles, just for fun. But yeah, if anyone is watching this, I just want you to know that I enjoy you watching this, and I will have some more Elden Ring content out someday. Maybe we'll do a Bloodborne tier list, because I have beaten the DLC, the main bosses, and then on top of that, I've also beaten the chalices. Or if you want me to, we could, do something else. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate it.